Kefas of Taraba State has reiterated his unwavering commitment to educational reform, poverty alleviation, youth empowerment, and sustainable infrastructure in the state. Speaking passionately on the ongoing free education initiative and broader development agenda, the governor emphasized that his policies stem from personal conviction and experience. "I was the first person to raise the issue of free education," he stated. "As a product of education myself, I know its value."
The first person that asked question on free education, you see, if you are not a product of something, you can't build that thing. I'm a product of education. I know the value of education. I can invest anything in education because I know what I will get in return.
Before assuming any political office, I personally sponsored over 500 students. That made me realize that if one individual can do so much, the state can do even more.
Now, I did not just jump up and start talking about free education. Even before I became a governor, I've been sponsoring people's children. And before I became a governor, I've never held any executive position. I've sponsored more than 500 students in Kwara University. So I said to myself, if as an individual I can do this, the state should be able to do better.
Dr. Kefas explained that his moving forward agenda is a deliberate step toward addressing Taraba's most pressing challenges: poverty, insecurity, and educational decline. The free education policy includes 3 phases: scrapping tuition fees, teacher training and welfare, and incentives for those posted to schools. Change is difficult, people resist it, but we must fight the real enemy: poverty, he said, stressing that education is a crucial tool in breaking the cycle.
Now, people don't like change. People don't like change. In this state, poverty. That is why we are fighting. Now, when I declare free education, did you hear Muslim and Christian fighting? They have common problem: poverty. So all these fights are artificial. So now parents have been relieved of this burden, and there's no any other person that can do it than the state. It's a sacrifice that the state will make if you really want to build a state that will stand test of time. We cannot continue to remain stagnant. We must move forward. That is why I came with the moving forward agenda. So if you must move forward, there are certain steps that you must take. The only thing that I didn't do was to consult people, because I didn't want anybody to discourage me. When I declared free education, schools started.
Today, parents no longer pay school fees. Yes, it's a sacrifice, but it's one worth making to build a lasting legacy. Addressing infrastructure challenges, the governor cited the poor condition of schools, particularly those lacking fences. "Our children are exposed to danger. We must build secure, conducive environments for learning." To actualize this, the government is launching 60 pilot sister schools that will serve as models for others across the state. Local tailors and shoemakers are also being engaged to supply uniforms and shoes, part of a broader empowerment initiative. "We must start small and get it right," he noted. On collaboration with partners like the federal government and World Bank, Dr. Kefas clarified, "We welcome partnerships, but they must align with our new model that emphasizes security, safety, and proper learning conditions." Beyond education, the governor announced the setup of a youth commission to tackle youth unemployment and proposed inclusive development strategies, including female participation in governance and climate change initiatives. "Our Commissioner for Environment is a woman. and she's leading the charge on reforestation and climate awareness. Regarding tertiary education, he confirmed ongoing support for students, including those in law school and private institutions, while stressing the need for accurate data through collaboration with the Ministry of Science and Technology and the Youth Council. Touching on infrastructure, Dr. Kefas addressed concerns over the Nwonyo Bridge, which collapsed recently. Though a federal road, he said efforts were made to get approval for reconstruction. While waiting, alternative routes were created to reconnect affected communities, especially near the School of Nursing. He also highlighted the underappreciated revamp of the state airport, lamenting that its impact often goes unnoticed. Dr. Kefas concluded by pointing out that Taraba had no development master plan when he took office. You can't build without a plan. Our state is rich in untapped resources. Some homes are sitting on gold. It's time we harness these potentials strategically.
No parent should pay for any exam for the children. Step 1. Step 2. Teachers should be trained. Teachers' welfare should be taken into consideration so that they can concentrate on the children. Step 3. I said any copper that is posted in any school will be given additional incentive. As we are saying that Taraba State is a civil servant state. Who told us that Taraba is a civil servant state? It's because we have not been able to explore the natural resources that we have. That is why we narrow our focus to one thing. I feel that something has bewitched us in the state to see our state as civil servant state. Meanwhile, the whole knows that Taraba State is blessed with this, blessed with that, blessed with this, but we are poor. But we have one of the highest number of out-of-school children. Then they created unnecessary insecurity problem for us so that we will now reduce ourselves to nothing. But as somebody that knows what he's doing, I know where I'm coming from and I know where I'm going. And I believe that this free education is going to work very well. As long as I remain here for the period you voted me in, and if you decide to re-elect me, more innovation will come in the school sectors. But all I need is data, information. We are working on the number of schools we have. Some of the ones we see, they are not accurate. The number of teachers, the number of students, and the condition of the school. If you take this road from here going to Ukari, all the government schools you see on the road, they are not fenced. Our children have been exposed to all kinds of danger. Anybody can just go into the school and carry children and go. Nobody will know. So all these are things that we're going to do to build new structures that can provide security, conducive environment for learning. And what I'm seeing is not my taste. And it's not good for our children. All my children were not born in Taraba State. They were born outside the state. All my children did not school in Taraba State. All my children did not school in government schools. They were all in private schools. So I know the best I gave them, and I want the best for the poor children. And these resources belong to all of us. So we'll use it to give our children the best. So I want to assure you that it will work. And it must work. I have identified all the challenges. It took me time to remodel and remodel and remodel and to come up with the structure. And what you are seeing, the 60 schools we're building to be pilot projects. So by the time we look at them and they are okay, that's how we're going to rebuild all the schools to stand test of time. And every school is going to have all that is required for children to stay in school comfortably. We are working on that. It's work in progress. It's step by step, and we'll achieve it. Now, talking about, let me reach the other question that somebody was talking about, empowerment, uniforms, and so on. You know, if you want to start something, you need to get it from where you know first, and then you bring it to test it. I'm aware that we have tailors, we have shoemakers, we have everything. But you see, what we are doing here, we've not trained like the shoemakers. You know, when you want to build a shoe, it's not to just go and cut plastic or rubber, put something, and then somebody will wear it. You see, your leg will be paining you. You have to test it, you have to measure it, you have to subject it to some certain conditions before you can wear shoes. But the way we are building the shoes here, everybody is just building just to empower people to build. If it is slippers, it's a different thing. But when you're talking about school shoes, for those of you that have been wearing bata in those days, you know what I'm talking about. So we'll train our people, we'll retrain them and empower them. In the near future, they will be the one producing all these things. But for now, how we'll get it right. Well, you were asking about who are my partners. You see, sometimes UBEC is there, SUBEC is there, the World Bank is there, in the state they are doing their thing, but I'm coming in a different direction to guide them, to tailor all their support to the model that I feel is right for the state. Because when I'm building schools, I'm looking at the security, the safety, and the learning condition in which you will survive. So whatever I'm doing, I measure. You can partner with me. But you see, when you go out to start talking, somebody can ask you, what have you done? So I want to do something first, and then we'll show anybody that want to partner with us. There are even Taraba citizens that want to do something. There's community effort. You have all these banks, communication companies, they are all there. When the time comes, when we launch this 60 pilot project, everybody will make input. So we'll get more people that will partner with us. For now, we are doing it with those that we know. The unemployment issue for the youth is a general problem in the country. And that is why we are establishing a youth commission. There's going to be a youth commission, and we're going to put the young people there, and then they will work and tell us best for them, and then we'll it. So let's work together and see how we can achieve that, because it's our collective responsibility and problem. So, Mrs. Punam, you were appreciating the women and so on, and you're talking about inclusion of women in security meetings. We have women in uniform that attend security meeting with us. Am I right? So, but don't take to the responsibility where they're supposed to be. If you have information, pass it to your husband so that your husband will bring it up to the war room to be discussed, so that it will not be overused or overburdened with so many things. So it will be good for you to share it with your husband, and then you will bring it up. If we need you, we'll ask him to bring you. Thank you. On climate change, you have the Commissioner for Environment and Climate Change, who is a woman. Please, I don't want to dwell so much on that. Sit with her and think out and work out the best solution that you think will help us with response to the effect of climate change. You can see how overheated the weather has been all this way. It's because of the trees that have been cut down. So we have to start thinking of planting trees and replanting again. Galera, you were talking about 50% slides in school fees, which is good, and you want it extended to other Taraba students that are in other schools. Yes, we have been thinking about that. Already, we have extended that service to Nigerian Law School. Is the Commissioner for Justice here? Yes, I think we have been giving support to our students in law school, right? Good. So we are going to do that. We have scholarship board. So we'll activate that scholarship board, make it very, very functional and effective. But what we need is data. How many students do we have in schools? So we're going to work with of science and technology, digital economy, the youth council and the rest to be able to give us the information we need on our children that are in schools outside the state so that we can see how we can reach out to them. At least it's also good for us to know how they are doing or performing. Questions from the journalists, the one writing for Sun newspaper. Well, I've touched on the youth something. Concerning Nwonyo Bridge. The road itself is a federal road, they said. We have written to Federal of Works to hand over the road to the state so that we can see how we can rebuild that road to serve better. Their budget for the road, their bill from Jalingo to Ukari, from Jalingo Zing to the border between Taraba and Adamawa, the bill they submitted is almost our 2025 budget. So these are challenges, but one of the reasons why we must do that road is because we need it. As we open up the state, we need to have good road for transporters. Now, we've discussed with Krembo to work out modalities on how we'll be doing the payment because we don't have much resources for now. And we are almost reaching understanding before the bridge collapsed. So when the bridge collapsed, we try to engage them so that they can do the bridge. Then the Northeast Commission came that they will do the bridge. I said, okay, fine. If you're going to do the bridge, I want you to use this contractor that is already on the road so that we'll not have different contractors coming to do something that we cannot control. So we want to make use of this contractor that have done this road and is maintaining the road so that it will be continuous. So they agreed. So they have been working on it because the minister too visited the place. So while they are doing that, so the state, we have been looking. And I called the contractor last week and I asked him, now the rainy season has come. Our people in the south has been cut off. Now, what do we do? They said they are going to work to create another place for us to use as an alternative bridge before they will rebuild the bridge. Last week or so, some we are also thinking the measure we are going to take so that we will not keep waiting for them. while we were doing that, the bridge before School of Nursing was already cutting off. So we have to use our own Ministry of Works to start fixing those bridges so that all the bridges will not start collapsing. So now we are faced with all these challenges. People want their salary paid, people want their pension paid, people want this done, people want that done, and so on and so forth. But these are now they are talking about Nwonyo Bridge. People have forgotten the airport. You did not even thank me for the airport. I deliberately removed the airport from my speech to see whether somebody will mention it. Now, because you are flying now, you don't want to talk about it again. Now, coming back to my speech, I did mention that on assumption of office, Taraba State, the whole state has no developmental master plan. So how will you be building roads? How will you be building houses without a plan? They say we have mineral resources everywhere in the state, all the local government. Some people's houses now are on top of gold. Like in my place where I built one small church, somebody said there is element of gold there. One of my friends said, let's uproot the church. And so, you see, I don't want us to be building blindly. We need to be patient. We need to come up with master plan so that you build a state that everybody will love to come to. Not everybody just building anything they want on top of anywhere. You don't even know which land is good for farming, which land is good for this, which land is good for that. But we've been able to achieve that within 9 months. Tajis and the rest, they work with the consultant and they've been able to come up with a master plan, and we've also sent it to the House of Assembly and they've also approved it. So we'll soon start implementing the master plan, not only for Jalingo, all the 16 local government. So we are working according to program. Some people say, oh, no road here, no road there, no road. No, yes, we are coming to that, but you must plan. All the road in the state, the street lights, everything, we all do them by the grace of God with time. But we are following them up. And in order not to keep depending on contractors, we've been able to acquire some graders, some equipment for construction. And they are with Ministry of Works. All we're trying to do is to find a way to mobilize resources to give them so that they can be doing those roads. So please be patient. Very soon you will see roads coming up. But the most important thing, we are doing the first thing first. After that, then we can begin to build. You must have a foundation before you build on top of the foundation. If not, it cannot stand test of time. Now I'm very comfortable that I've been able to correct and also build a solid foundation with policies in the state that will help us to build and also attract investors. It's not only the government that build a state. When you create a peaceful environment, a conducive environment, not the one we'll be fighting ourselves. When we create that peaceful environment, it will attract investors. And that's why we had the investment summit. And all of you have seen the number of people that came. And I thank God that all of you have seen it. And you did not say, sorry, forgive us. We say you always travel, you always travel, you always travel. But now we have seen the result of your traveling. Nobody has said that yet. So we believe that these investors, by the time they come to invest, they will also add value to what we are doing, working with our master plan. Already we have signed an MOU with CCECC on development. So very soon, by the grace of God, you begin to see changes. So the Nwonyo Bridge is in progress. You cannot build a bridge in one day. It has to go through a lot of processes. So let's be patient. We're going to get it right. If people were monitoring that bridge, like the ministries that are responsible for the local government, they are monitoring that bridge, they would have given information on that bridge before now. But I just heard one day that Namne Bridge has collapsed. There are some bridges that they gave me sign. They told me this bridge has started showing some cracks. I sent a response team immediately because I don't want it to be another Namne Bridge. So please, if you watch any bridge that is having some of these challenges, please let us know so that we'll come. There are so many things that we are battling with. I will not be able to solve all this problem in one day because there are no resources. But by the grace of God, since we have good intention, God will help us, we'll get it right. For the Taraba Broadcasting and media houses, the Ministry of Information will handle that. So we believe that very soon we'll get this thing done. We are doing it gradually, step by step, we'll get things done. So once again, I want to thank you and also let you know that in a very short time, you will see the Northeast on Namne Bridge. Even if they are not there, I've told the contractor that I'm going to mobilize him to give him something. Let him just go on the bridge and start working on there. But meanwhile, he should be able to create a passage for us. So once again, I want to thank every one of you, especially the security agencies, for all your support, your response, and your professionalism in the way and manner you go about your business in the state. And for our traditional rulers, thank you very much. We'll continue to work together to see that we create an environment that our people will prosper. For our youth, be patient, trust us, have confidence in us. We have good plans for you.
All right, thank you very much. Please step behind. We have dinner here for everybody. Thank you very much.
The governor reaffirmed that, if re-elected, his administration would introduce more innovations to consolidate and expand on the gains already made, especially in education and infrastructure. This journey is step by step, he said, but we'll get there, together. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring stories and political insights. See you in the next video.